Hi guys, I'm Mitchell Dale. This is Rugby League Week TV, some scoops from the Mole. So I'm joined by Martin Lenihan and Eric Groth. Now boys, the Mole, he tells me, interestingly, with Wayne Bennett going up to Brisbane, he could be taking Willie Mason up there with him as well.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I speak to Mace a fair bit, and him and Wayne, they get on really well. So yeah, I can see why he would follow him there if he feels comfortable with Wayne seeing out his career as coach, and also Mace being there. He's really good, Mace, with a team camaraderie. And I know in the past it's got him into trouble sometimes, but I think he's matured so much over the last 3 years, and it's really starting to, help those around him, not just on the field. Obviously Newcastle haven't been going good, but off the field, he's a really good mentor to have.
It's interesting you say that, because that is one of the things that we're hearing that Wayne Bennett really does like about him, and can see that it'll be of some use to him up there in Brisbane.
Well, Mace will walk into a room and everyone wants to look at him. He's just a big, imposing figure, and he's such a charismatic, friendly guy. He's great to have around. It's great, even if you're having dinner, team dinner or whatever, everyone's laughing, Mace is talking. It's great to have him around.
I mean, he's 34, so his best days are probably behind him, but I reckon he's still been one of the night's best players.
Mate, he's got some potent attack in him. He picks his runs. He's a lot smarter with his running now. Back in the day when you're younger, obviously I was the same. You can just run into everyone, get up, bounce out of his skin for the next one. But he's picking his battles well, and I think it's smart, and he'll be great for Brisbane, although they do have a lot of props up there.
That's what I was going to say, Leno. The big thing now for Brisbane is there's just a surplus of front rows. You've got Josh Maguire, you've got Ben Hannant, you've got Martin Kennedy, they've just signed Mitch Garbutt, they've got Dave Huller there. You add Mason, and that's 6 front rows, and they've got a few like Jared Wallace coming through underneath. So lots of props. You'd think that they're not all going to fit there.
About as many fullbacks as they're going to have too. I mean, Darius Boyd's probably the other name that everywhere Wayne goes, we think that Darius might go. Obviously, unfortunately for Darius, got a lot of issues off the field. We wish him all the best at the moment, but Wayne will still be looking to see whether he can get him up there. You got Ben Barber, you got Anthony Milford, Josh Hoffman. So there's some really interesting decisions for Bennett to make, but I think Mason would be a really good pickup for him.
Geez, it's a solid roster if all those end up there. That's just a plethora of awesome athletes to choose from.
Yeah, I mean, and you look, they've got great back row stocks with Thaiday, Alex Glenn, Corey Parker, Matt Gillett. Yep. They've got that pretty well covered. Outside backs are looking pretty good as well. When you look at a guy like Lachlan Miranda, Daniel Vito's been very good. You've still got Justin Hodges there. You've still got Jack Reed.
Yep.
So, and Ben Hunt's played out of his skin this year.
Premiership favourites for next year already.
Look, it's all looking like a very good squad up there for them.
Yeah, that's hectic. That's some hectic stuff, man.
And guys, the other piece to the whole coaching puzzle is, of course, Bennett going up to Brisbane leaves a hole there at Newcastle. Now, it was thought that Rick Stone would walk straight back into that job. Might not be the case. Again, the Mole is telling us that Garth Brennan, very highly regarded, he's in the Penrith system at the moment. He is from Newcastle originally. He is probably now looking like the favourite. Big push from Matty Johns, of course, a Knights legend, and also Phil Gould has a very high opinion of Garth Brennan, so we could be seeing him going into the Knights head coaching job next year.
Couple of good guys to have in your corner there, pushing your case. I think the Mole mentioned this guy to me earlier in the week. I haven't seen a lot of him in action, but I think, as we said, if you've got Phil Gould and Matt Johns behind you, I mean, Rick Stone's had the job before. I'm sure he'd like another crack, but geez, it's going to be a hard job 2015 with Newcastle, isn't it, picking themselves up from where they are at the moment?
Yeah, that's right. Well, Garth Brennan had a lot to do with the Penrith junior system. He was the coach of the under-20s side. So you look at how well they've gone. It's a great nursery there. So, look, he's got some runs on the board in the lower grades, and as I said, very, very highly regarded, but it is a pretty big job to try and pick the whole club up from the year that they've had.
Mate, 100%, and they're so passionate up there, mate. It's going to be very, very tough task, but it's one of them places where magic can happen. I think everyone, whole town gets behind someone, and they're not going to not turn up to games. They'll be there supporting. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see who gets a nod. And
look, they've still got a decent squad there as well, Newcastle. Even if they do lose Boyd and Mason, still some pretty handy players there.
Oh, a lot of talent 100%. There for sure.
All right, well, very interesting one there. One from the Mole, one to keep an eye on.